Greetings, DMs, GMs, and players. This is the Insomniac GM, and I want to talk about Halo Mythic. Now, I originally wanted to make this video and release it the day Halo Infinite's multiplayer came out, but due to working so many hours, I pretty much fell asleep the second I walked through the door. So this video is a little late, but I'm finally getting around to it. And don't worry, I'm going to continue making the videos for introducing newcomers into the tabletop role-playing community. So, Halo Mythic. Halo Mythic is a tabletop role-playing game based off of the Microsoft's Halo franchise. Now, this is a fan-made project, which the guy has been working on it for years. He's been constantly updating it. He has a Patreon, he has a Discord, and a Reddit page all for it. You can go and download this game right off of his Patreon for free, or you can go and support him and end up getting a splat book for running the game in a World War II setting, I believe it was. It's World War I or World War II. You can also request splat books from him too. And also, if you end up becoming a patron, I believe you can vote on things. But yeah, this is a passion project. He's worked really hard on this game. It deep dives so deep into the Halo universe and lore. You're able to play. You can play the humans. You can play the Covenant. You can play the Prometheans. And I mean, technically, I guess you could play Banished because the Covenant rules are there, but everything's like a lot more of a deeper dive into them. Like humans, it's not just, oh, you play a Spartan or you play an ODST. Like it has, you can play the Spartan 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s, which, if you don't know, Spartan 1s are what Sergeant Johnson is. Spartans 2, Master Chief. Spartan 3s, what you play in Reach. And Spartan 4s are what's in Halo 4, 5, and Infinite. You can play ODSTs. They got different variations. They got Marines. They got civilians. They got police officers. They even have stats for playing an AI. I don't know why you would play an AI. I mean, you could do like maybe a hacking one shot, but still, like that level of detail. The equipment is divided up into eras of Halo. So, like, say your GM tells you we're running a campaign in Halo 1, so here, use this equipment only, or if you're running a game in Halo 4, use only this equipment. And another thing too is the GM has a tier list for play. So with that tier list, you can the DM can choose what difficulty of game you guys are playing using that by giving you an allowance on what kind of character to make, how great your stats are, and all that. There's so many weapons. There's weapons from every Halo game, even Infinite, or I mean, not Infinite. He's working on Infinite right now. I meant to say Halo Wars. He even has Halo Wars vehicles and all that. You can even fight I believe it's called the Flood Juggernaut. It was in Halo 2, but it was taken out, but remains in the files. And it makes an appearance in Halo Wars 2 and also Halo Fireteam. And you can fight it in this. It has it just has so many rules for the Halo universe, and it's like a little over 300 pages. There's so many different possibilities with how vast the Halo universe is, and just to throw out some ideas of campaigns I have, I would like to run an insurrectionist campaign, which is, for those who don't know, like, essentially in the Halo universe, the humans are at war with other humans, and the losing side is the insurrectionists. They're a lot less powerful, there's a lot less of them, but they're so scattered out and hidden, it's kind of hard for them to just wipe them all out or convert them all over. I'd like to run a campaign of that and just be like, okay, your Spartans are coming for you or whatever. Kind of like in the Halo Fall to Reach book, how the Spartans like come into their territory undercover and all that. I won't go into too much detail if you haven't read that. I highly recommend it. It's my favorite Halo book. But I'd also like to run a grunt campaign showing the war between the grunts and the Covenant. I'd also like to run a horror game. I've stated before I love my horror, so that shouldn't be a surprise. But I would love to run a game where, during the moment of Halo 3, where the ship of the Covenant with a flood crashing on Earth, I would love if the players were like humans who are trying to they sneak into the area past the UNSC, and they're trying to hide from the UNSC to see what they're up to. And that's when they make the terrible discovery that there's the flood. So now they're trying to run away from both the flood and the UNSC, hiding and whatnot, and trying to get as much information to try to take down the UNSC. There's just so many possibilities, and I think with a Halo Infinite game, I think you could run some great games that take place between Halo 5 and Infinite. But yeah, just go to the guy's Patreon. It's a free book. Just pick it up, check out the rule system, see if you like it. And if you like it enough, throw a few dollars to the creator. If you want a splat book for something, you could get a splat book made. I highly recommend this. I just wish I could talk more about this game. Until recently, I've really only been able to run fantasy only, but now that some time has gone by, my players have become so much more open to running other games than just fantasy, and it's becoming a lot easier for me to pitch games. So maybe I might end up having a Halo Mythic story here soon. But yeah, check it out. Tell me in the comments below, if you had this, what kind of campaign would you run? Well, until next time.